been going kind of viral. Alright, let's check it out. How RuneScape's worst Jmod broke the wilderness.
The year is 2017.
This one's my Poisonedpotion. Check them out in the description.
RuneScape team had just got done making its first raid, Chambers of Xeric, and the release of the second Grandmaster quest, Dragonslayer 2, was just around the corner. Also, at the very end of this year, I would pick up and start playing this game for the very first time. Let's rewind, though, to 1 month.
This is one track I hear a lot, man. This is actually... This is the track from the Revenant Caves. This is the Revenant Caves track. I used to always hear this on stream when I played on stream, because we wouldn't play music, but we'd play the Revenant Caves track, and man... Did we get us?
Prior. November.
Then we listened to it for like a month straight, literally.
23rd to be specific.
Back when we PK'd revs.
On this day, a Corrupt Jmod developer would implement an update that would change the wilderness forever.
Always gotta make the intros cool at the start. For maximum views. Yeah, I watched a tutorial on how to make YouTube videos, and they're like, add the music to set the mood, add the music to set the mood. But I didn't even know about there's a corruption involving the wilderness like this. So you definitely got to see what's up with this, man.
So I'm Mod Jed. I'm the newest member of the old school team. I've been here for about 6 months now. And I feel that this is my chance to really prove myself as a content.
Yeah, I thought Mod Jed did something with like Elijah and Spirit Shields, not the wilderness like this, guys. What's going on?
Developer.
Jed Sanderson would join the Jagex team in the later half of the year 2015. He would quickly make a name for himself, as just a year later, he became the lead developer for Old School's very first quest, Monkey Madness 2. This was by no means a small feat, as Old School's engine was no
very first new quest. But oh man, that's a final battle.
Nowhere near as flexible as it is now.
That's a final battle, but I don't remember there being that many freaking enemies around there. You don't think, well, you don't have to fight all those freaking enemies on the screen.
Now,
as a developer, this has been one of the most challenging projects so far for me, specifically cutscenes. They might be a few seconds in a quest, but they take days of development time, trying to get the coordinates right for the camera movement and trying to get the turning at the right timings.
Still, somehow he was able to make a quest that most of the community enjoyed and was praised for doing so, with one person even saying that he was the king of Jmods.
I didn't know he designed this quest, but yeah, for sure, because like, yeah, it was a pretty fun quest. That one part was the hardest though. We actually did this quest like only a couple months ago on stream before.
A few months later, he would help develop the Woodcutting Guild, one of the only well-received areas in Zaya at the time. So it's fair to say that by 2017, Mod Jed had a fairly good track record when it came to developing content. Shifting our focus to the Wildy, it had been an entire
Mod Jed for the win, Mod Jed for the win. Oh, no, I'm kidding, man. He got fired, guys. I just don't know what he did with the wilderness.
3 years since it had received any meaningful updates.
Oh, now I know.
And the updates it got from the
I will not spoil it, though.
The first rejuvenation ended up being mostly lackluster. The biggest problem was multi-combat. There was next to nothing rewarding about multi. This, of course, didn't make much sense, since multi-combat areas are supposed to be more dangerous than single combat, so there needed to be some changes, and Mod Jed was up to the task. It seemed like a perfect fit, as Jed was previously in a multi-clan before being hired by
Wait, was he really in Reign of Terror? I heard they're like... Man, I didn't know he was in Reign of Terror, guy. Oh, he actually was, bro. I remember now. He was in Reign of Terror.
Jagex. The clan in question was Reign of Terror, otherwise known as Rot. Now it's worth noting that previous to Willy Rejuvenation 2, there were a couple of PvP competitions called Deadman modes where Rot ended up winning. People were accusing Jed of giving insider information, as Rot seemed to mysteriously know where the final safe circle was in one of the Deadman modes. In another Deadman mode, a lot
oh snap. Conspiracy theories going on, guys.
The finalists ended up disconnecting, with the remaining finalists being from Rot. It seemed fishy.
Wow. In the final battle, one of them disconnects. What the heck?
But Jagex did an investigation.
Following allegations made against Mod Jed, we have thoroughly investigated every allegation and piece of evidence provided. We're satisfied that no wrongdoing has taken place and that no further direct action will be taken.
And Jed was found clean, so no worries. He was given the green light, and in November of 2017, the second Wilderness
green light to make more stuff.
Rejuvenation was here. With it came Mage Arena 2, the Chaos Altar, and of course, the Revenant Caves.
The big Revenant Caves, that was actually multi-combat only first, bro. Which is interesting, to say the least.
So hungry.
Hey, are you alright?
No, I haven't eaten a decent meal in days.
Well, you should get HelloFresh then.
Oh, that's terrible. Why not?
Our local store is garbage. I'd rather starve than eat their low-quality food.
Well, why not sign up for today's sponsor, HelloFresh?
What's a sponsor?
Don't worry about it. Just look at this weird guy making meals. He seems like he knows what he's doing, but he actually doesn't. That's because HelloFresh gives
Dude, what was he putting on his steak right there? Does anyone know?
you the exact ingredient
Is that like potato or
that
something?
you need and gives you easy instructions on how to make it. And if it wasn't for those two things, trust me, this guy would never make anything edible. And the best part is, he didn't even have to spend too much time making it. Using HelloFresh cuts down on 23%
I thought HelloFresh was like pre-made meals, guys.
of food waste and is 25% cheaper than getting takeout. Plus, you save a ton of time not having to
But snap, that kind of looks fire though.
shop for groceries.
Wow,
Combine the steak with the rice in one bite. That actually sounds delicious, man.
looks like I won't have to starve to death after all.
That's right, just use this link or go to HelloFresh.com and use code POGPOTION June 16 to get 16 free meals plus free shipping. Once you click, the description will live update to count up the purchases. Thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Starting with Mage Arena 2, it had mixed reviews at best. The bosses were very tanky, navigating them was a pain, and their designs felt very lazy, with each of them just being a recolor of a black demon.
They actually reworked these to make them more interesting.
The Chaos Altar was received a bit better, but the spot wasn't used as intended, as most people found out you could just suicide inventories of bones for an XP rate that wasn't much slower than using noted bones. Finally, we have the Revenant Caves. This was supposed to be the bulk of the update, and many unique rewards were pulled for Rev specifically, all of which failed. This includes the Amulet of Peril, some new best-in-slot
Revenant braces. Oh snap. They require 40 defense. What? So it's like Zarya vein braces or something, right?
range gloves, a whole bunch of PvP armors,
Loot key scroll. Wait, they pull the loot screen. Oh
and
wait, no.
loot keys, which
That actually passed.
eventually came to the game anyway. The only rewards that passed were Rev bracelets and Rev cave teleports. That's it. So Jagex was in a
What? Come on, fam. Just those two things?
pretty bad predicament. They can't just release a high-risk, high-reward spot in Wildy and not have any reward. So instead, they pump the loot table full of alkables.
Best idea yet. But that's why we have trillions and trillions more in the game, guys. That, if anyone's wondering, you have to cook it. Factor is the one you don't cook. Oh snap! I'd be liking those protein bars, but they also taste very, very bland. We gotta try one of those out one day, man. We could do like a live food review or something.
With all these setbacks in mind, the Rev Caves was still released, and to no one's surprise, it was amazing.
There's so many people logging in.
What's 100 rune plate legs naughty?
I'm really in for it now.
Oh my god, 100 dragon plate skirt drop!
Get away, legging it. I got the gap. Oh my god.
Not everybody liked it though. Not everybody is this Bellis? Oh no, this is AOA Tube.
Everyone on Venice, right now,
Back when he was AOA Tube, he's not. But there's Bellis there.
everyone on Venice. South,
I actually never did the Revenant Caves multi, man. I never did it.
south. We run up top, east tunnel now. Just run. I'll take the death. It's true.
Another in the middle, 113,
I did not play this whatsoever, guys.
Elder Mall. The tribe is taken over.
But that'd be cool to do it on stream, guys. But we might, if we did try to do it on stream, we'd get beat up by bigger streamers for sure.
There's so many people.
Revenant Caves didn't just revive the wilderness, it made the Wildy more popular than it's ever been. The money was crazy good, and nearly everyone wanted a piece of that pie. Groups of friends turned into small clans overnight. Established clans waged war with other clans to control certain worlds. At one point, even I got in on the action, with my first PvP experience coming from me and my friends surprise specking people in the caves.
1, go.
Yeah, like I tried to go there once. I literally tried to go there once, and I got lured into multi, and they did the freaking Zammy they maced me for my AGS back then, bro, and I never went back. So until they added the singles res, which we just started like 2 years after it actually got added into the game. We did our first res trip on stream, man.
I'm not lying when I say this was some of the most fun I ever had playing RuneScape. No matter if you hated or love multi-combat revs, there's no denying that this update was a massive success for activity. It was so active that even teleport locations like the lava maze became hotspots just because people were using burning ambies to get to revs. However, after a couple of weeks,
Yeah, that's where I got lured. I got lured at the lava dragons, man.
the rev caves would see some adjustments. The normal loot table would actually be buffed, and rare drops like 100 noted rune plate legs and 100 noted dragon plate skirts were removed. Instead, the ancient statuettes would be added to the
100 dragon plate skirts, guys. That's like 220 mil, man. That's more than the ancient statuettes.
table. These emblems were basically like receiving a huge
Let me take a thumbnail for this. We gotta take that picture as a thumbnail for sure.
cash stack, but with one extra step. You had to redeem it at an emblem trader on 2 specific bounty hunter worlds, now known as target worlds. One more month goes by, and on February 21st, 2018, the Revenants would receive an overall loot nerf, and cannons could no longer be used in the caves. After this nerf, the caves would
Oh man, no cannons, bro. You could actually use cannons at one point? No way.
stay mostly the same for about half a year. Then in July of 2018 came the wilderness weapons. These weapons greatly increased the damage output that you could have in the wilderness, as they had a 50% increase to damage and accuracy. Except for the Thammarin staff, but no one used that thing until it got its rework in 2023. These weapons were
All the way in 2023 is when they started using it.
going for insane amounts of money, with
No way, 400 mil for the crossbow?
the
What?
crossbow being around 400 mil at its peak in the first week of release. The weapons would easily boost your GP per hour significantly, as you'd be beating out other players that were competing for kills. Speaking of boosting
Oh yeah, I remember that, man. I saw some streams where they'd be doing that.
GP per hour,
Streamers would actually be doing it solo and multi.
I think it's time I mention a unique rev mechanic that had been around since release and still wasn't known by the majority of the player base. On October 11th, 2018, an upset player would @Mod Ash on Twitter asking if they could make the drop rates for the wildy weapons more common. Ash replies saying that he's heard the loot is better if you're skulled. Another player responds saying while he knew Ash was joking, that would be a cool mechanic. Ash replies and says that he is in fact being serious. Later
Wait, so they didn't tell us that you can actually get more loot if you're skulled.
that day, he would go on to show the skulled and unskulled drop chances for the uniques. The boost from sculling was not small. It wasn't a 50% boost, nor were the uniques doubled. They were tripled. This probably
It's still like this. I just barely found out about this like 4 months ago.
would have been a good thing to know. Why was this being kept a secret? Well, all of this information would come out 1 month after Mod Jed's last days at Jagex. In the months before this, Jed would abuse his powers as Mod to hack into wealthy players' accounts, steal all of their gold, and then sell it for real-world money. This would need a video in and of itself, but essentially up to 200
We gotta see that video, man. I
100,000
thought he got banned for or fired for some like botting, corporal beast botting thing, but I think that was another Jmod. I get them mixed up.
$1,000 worth of RuneScape GP was sold by Mod Jed. Another investigation
Sheesh.
was done, Jed was caught and removed
1/5 of a million.
from his position at Jagex. All of this made it clear that Jed was very capable of implementing something into the game nefariously. So the question is, did Mod Jed purposefully put the skull mechanic at Rev so that he could help his clanmates by tipping them off? And if so, why did other Jagex moderators know about this mechanic but not say anything until almost a year later? I have nothing against the mechanic itself, but it's just odd that it took so long for us to hear about it. The
For real, guys.
Rev caves would continue like normal. However, more and more problems started to arise. Protection clans started to become an increasing issue. In an interview with Dino, he gave some insight into how bad some of these clans were, saying when my lot would hit their worlds, they would then rag my stream for weeks on end in what item crystal hallies with no food. They'd just die and return fast. They even gave out ranks for people who could return the fastest. This was all to harass me away from hitting
Dang, I didn't know that. Yeah, Dino stream back then.
their worlds. As time went on, more clans started to lock down more worlds, a good portion of them being from Venezuela, as they could then have the worlds to themselves and farm the gold to real-world trade. Nothing was done about any of this for 2 years until October 21st, 2020, when Jagex decided to pull the plug and remove multi-combat from the Revenant Caves.
2 years of this, guys. What the flip? I did not. 2 years of it, man.
Converting it to Singles Plus.
I was staking the whole time, bro.
This change was met with a lot of backlash. Not only were the singles variants less money per hour, but the fun aspect that multi-revs had was just lost. You could no longer go to the Wildy with some friends and have a good time. Because of this, the Wildy saw a sharp decline in activity, and to be honest, it's never recovered since. The closest we got was the reworked Wildy bosses in 2023, but even that pales in comparison to the activity that multi-revs saw. So I guess the question is, how
For real, bro? Yeah, when they made everything no PJ allowed kind of stuff, it did kind of kill the wilderness for sure, guys, right?
can an area like multi-revs exist without being fundamentally broken and
But it's good for the competitive scene because, you know, no PJing.
usable? Well, if an area like Revs was to reside in deeper wilderness and have an entrance fee, you could avoid one-item raggers, then spread out the content a bit more so that worlds can't be held down so easily. With all the effort that's recently gone into the wilderness, I do have faith that an area
And this is Dino's first stream when the bosses got added, guys.
like multi-revs can exist again, as the demand is definitely there. In the meantime though, why don't we take a look at the Rogue's Castle? I hear at one point this used to be the best moneymaker in RuneScape. Well, the biggest reason as to why this spot was so good back then was because of its double Dragonstone drop. At the time, that was valued at 142,000 GP, and since these chests dropped them fairly common,
Oh, he's got a bunch of members, man. I think we have more members though. Oh, but he charges a lot more. He has a lot of people that are level 2 members, guys. Wow. That's $5 a month for each of them. But he's also a freaking huge channel, so shout out him. He also has a diamond rank that's $100 a month. Sheesh, bro. I should make something like this at the end of my videos, right, guys? But yeah, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Check out Poisonedpotion in the description, and see you next video.